What's going on, guys? This is Mr. DeLORIAN here. Welcome to today's brand new video. And today what I want to do is take a look at the new images we have for The Walking Dead Season 11, aka the final season. Which still really hurts to say, but these are some awesome images to hold us over till the season premieres and to crush that rearing depression that this is the final season, but it'll be good.
Let's start with your name.
Now, all the images shown in today's video come from comicbook.com, which will all be linked down below in the description, so you guys can go take a look at the images without my voice over them. And so you can take, like, a longer look at them, since I'll be going over them pretty quickly in this video. But without all of that out of the way, let's hop right into the images, because these are some really cool images in my opinion. So the first image here from comicbook.com, I already said, I don't know why I'm saying that again. We have the group, and I would say a pretty sizable amount of the really big characters and everything in, like, I'm not sure which episode this is specifically, but we have a ton of really big characters down here in this Underground Railroad type area. And let's go from left and right to, or left to right and everything with all the big characters, or the characters that are down in this Underground Railroad. So it looks like we have Alden, Elijah, I think his name's Owen. He's like a new character that showed up in Season 10C from Maggie's group. We have Maggie, Negan. I think behind Negan we have a guard from, I think he's a guard or a soldier from Alexandria or the Kingdom or even the Hilltop. But he's definitely a character from one of those three communities, and I think he's a guard. And I do actually follow him on Instagram. He looks like a pretty cool guy. Then I think, I'm not sure this character is behind Daryl. I'm not sure who he is. He might be yet again another new group or new person from Maggie's group. We have Daryl, who's kind of shining a flashlight, something that it looks like someone else is looking at, but we'll get to him in a little bit. Then next to Daryl, we kind of have yet again another character that I think of from Maggie's group and everything, because I'm not sure exactly 100% who he is. Then we have Gabriel, who's kind of staring at some writing on the wall and everything, which yet again Daryl's pointing his flashlight towards, which I'm not 100% sure what they're looking at exactly. It just kind of looks like some graffiti that just anyone could have spray painted down this Underground Railroad. And I'm not sure, because I just literally forgot. I have just shittiest memory in the entire world. But I think, also we have Maggie down here, who's kind of leading the group through yet again this Underground Railroad with, I didn't even mention this character or anything. Well, not really much of a character. But we have Dog right behind everything that looks like he's carrying some stuff. And to kind of get into the, besides the massive cornucopia of characters that we have down here, some really big characters, which would be cool to see them all in his scene and everything. It looks like Elijah has his mask off also, which is pretty interesting. That we'll get to see maybe more time with Elijah with his mask off, which would be cool to explore the character a lot more. I think I'm very interested to see more of Elijah. And also I did see someone mention on Twitter saying that seeing Alden and Negan in the same scene again will be very interesting if they have any interaction, which I'm pretty sure they will, since Alden's been a pretty off the rail character. He hasn't done anything too massive or anything, but I think at the end of season 9 he kind of confronted Lydia and he seemed a bit like a dick. So I wonder if he'll have some of that time with Negan and everything, and I feel like he'll just get himself killed in my opinion this season. And a lot of people have been speculating that he will be dying in the first episode, which if this is from the first episode, I don't know. He was a good character for the time he was on, but I just don't care anymore. I just don't care. I love the actor, I loved the character and everything, but I think his time's up. But yeah, to see Alden and Negan have an interaction down here, or even in the first episode, if Alden does die and everything, I'm not sure. That would be pretty interesting. I would actually like to see that. But to see all these characters down here, why are they in this Underground Railroad? Well, in an earlier picture that we got, I think earlier this year, or it was a teaser for season 11 in Image, we did get to see Daryl kind of staring down a sewer path or anything, which I do believe is down here. So I do wonder what exactly they are looking for and everything, and what's the reason Daryl will look down this sewer and everything, and just maybe they'll hear something, maybe they'll see something, maybe something will be down that they'll have to go towards. I'm not 100% sure and everything, but I do believe this is the Underground Railroad to possibly the Commonwealth, that military base that Carol said Daryl found in, I think, episode 22 of season 10C, which I feel like would make more sense if it linked to the military base, since we don't know of anywhere else, and obviously Carol can't just say he found a military base and then just leave that off and never explore that at all. So I do believe this is the Underground Railroad maybe, but I do believe it links something to the military base, or at least maybe even to the Commonwealth. But yeah, like I said, seeing Alden, Elijah, I think his name's Owen from Maggie's group, Maggie, Negan, the guard from Alexandria, I think, Daryl, and Gabriel and Dog and Maggie all down here. I think I said Maggie already, but seeing them all down here and everything is really interesting. I do wonder why they're specifically down here in this Underground Railroad sewer connector area. But actually, I did realize this and everything. I did forget to mention this, that trains and train stations and train tracks will be very, very prominent in all these images, which I'll get to a little bit later. Next image is very, very, very eye-opening and eye-catching, because we do get to see Eugene, Yumiko, the princess, and Ezekiel, and kind of what looks to be these cages, or like, yeah, the best way to describe them is cages. These kind of cages and everything, and it has been shown in season 11 kind of teaser material, behind the scenes material, like, because we've been getting them throughout, I think, Fear the Walking Dead season 6 and a little bit of season 10C. We have been getting like some teaser behind the scenes stuff and quick flashes of stuff in season 11 behind the scenes, and one of them was of Yumiko, Eugene, Princess, and Ezekiel, and I think all these cages with Commonwealth soldiers guarding these cages. So I do believe this is where they will be kind of questioned and everything, as we did see in season 10 and season 11, like, teasers. So I do believe this is where they'll be held inside the Commonwealth communities, or maybe outside the Commonwealth communities before they're brought in and everything, because maybe they don't trust them, which I don't doubt since they're new people, especially in this world, because we've had like, tons of awful people like versus our group. But looks like they're all sitting down and everything, having some soup, possibly talking about where the fuck they are and everything, because I would be pretty concerned also. But like I said, this is possibly outside of a Commonwealth community, and I think like as they're going to be questioned or anything before they're brought officially in, because like I said, season 11, like, teaser material, we did get to hear like Eugene being questioned, so possibly this is where they're going to be questioned and held yet again outside of Commonwealth community. I'm repeating myself a lot, but yeah, this is definitely linked to the Commonwealth, and I will throw up some images of like, season 11 material that we did get teased where the Commonwealth soldiers are guarding these cages, which I do think is very interesting to think about, like, just where are they and just how this scene and just all this is going to play out, because I know for sure I'm definitely interested. In the next image, we do get Carol, Carol, but we do get to see Carol, Kelly, I can't believe I just forgot the name, Carol, Kelly, and Magna all sitting out in the woods, and I think Carol's leaning against this tree, and I think it looks like they're kind of looking at something very weirdly, and I think these are 100% confirmed to be like, episode images, not behind the scenes. So I do wonder what exactly they're smiling at or smirking at. In the Commonwealth.com article, it does say above this image, team hashtag find Connie. So I do wonder if they're maybe just looking for Connie and everything, which is kind of not odd, but if the group's going for like, this underground place and everything, I guess since like the Whisper Wars died down and everything, I guess it makes sense for them to all be looking for Connie, or at least this team to be looking for Connie, since Carol cares about Connie and kind of got Connie in a bit of a fucky situation. And Kelly is obviously Connie's, I think, sister, and Magna obviously was with Connie and Kelly and everything since, I guess, somewhat the beginning, everything where they found each other after their like, camp fell in season 9. So I guess it would make sense for all of them to be looking for Connie and everything. Although this does look like the woods that Negan was out in those images that we did look at last, when he's fighting all those walkers out in the woods. It kind of gives me that kind of vibe, or the same like, area that Negan was in. So maybe they're also behind Daryl's group and everything, and this is like, before they go inside like, the sewers, and maybe like, we didn't see them in the last image because they're behind, or not the last image, but the first image, because they're all behind Daryl's group, which I guess makes sense and everything, but also makes sense for them to be looking out for Connie. Also, Magna kind of looks to be in some like new attire or anything, which actually I think looks pretty badass in my opinion. Carol, like, Kelly kind of seem to be in the same attire and everything. They both look pretty badass also. And in the last and final image, we have all these walkers like kind of on like the walkway of a train, and this image is titled Last Stop, or at least in the comicbook.com article, but this image is titled Last Stop and everything. We see all these walkers like, coming towards something inside of a train, and it's obviously a rundown train, and where have we seen trains before? And now this is where the trains will start to come in. So in the first image, they were in an underground railroad and everything, where like, obviously trains, duh. But they were in an underground railroad and everything, kind of exploring it, and I'm assuming maybe they will like come upon this train right here, where they'll see all the walkers coming towards them, and they'll eventually find this train and everything and all of that, and like, like maybe this will be the thing that they find and explore. But also in yet again season 10 or season 10C, when we got like, teasers towards season 11, we did get to see the group kind of, or we didn't, not the group necessarily, but we did get to see some inside images of a train station with some like, spray painted text on the walls. I forgot what the text said for like, the season 11 teaser material and everything, but we did get to see like, yet again inside a train station. So I do wonder if the first image of this, when they're inside the underground railroads and everything, all of them exploring, this image was where we see walkers inside of like, a train, and that like, season 11 teaser material, I wonder if that's all connected, and that will all be in the same kind of premise, scene, exploration, adventure, which would be pretty interesting if all of that was linked together, which I think it 100% makes sense for all of it to be linked together, at least in my opinion. But those were really all the images that we got, and I think we got to see like, Daryl, Maggie, and their whole group and everything, with Negan all down below in the like, underground railroads. We got to see we got to see Yumiko, Eugene, Princess, and Ezekiel all in this kind of caged in area that's clearly being guarded by Commonwealth soldiers. But is it inside the Commonwealth community or outside? Because like I said, I don't think they'd bring them in before questioning. We got to see Carol, Magna, and Kelly out in the woods, possibly looking for Connie. I'm not sure if they are, but make sure to comment down below if you guys think they are looking for Connie and what they're possibly looking at, because like I said, they kind of have a bit of a smirk on their face. I do wonder who or what what they're looking at and what the final image means and everything will connect to like, you know, the whole train stuff and everything, the train theory, I guess you could call it, with the walkers inside the train, because I think that was really cool. And like I liked how that like, you know, looked and everything. It looks like very like, you know, horror and everything and scary, and it just looks very just cool in my opinion. But yeah, make sure to leave your thoughts down below on like, you know, all these images and anything. What do you guys think about all of them? And do you guys have any answers to all my questions? I think with all like the links together and everything and just all of this. So yeah, like I said, that was all the images and everything. And the Walking Dead final season premieres on August 22nd on AMC, which I constantly cannot wait for, because like I said, these images have me extremely hyped. Just like the last images that we got with like, you know, Negan in the woods, and I forgot what the other images were and everything, which blows my mind. But yeah, I really can't wait for the premiere of like, you know, season 11 or anything, the final season, which like I said, extremely sad to think about. But yet again, some pretty awesome images and anything. I know AMC will do the fans right by giving us an awesome badass final season. We still have Fear the Walking Dead season 7, and I will make a like, you know, another video on this and everything, is how they do not plan to stop at season 7 of Fear the Walking Dead, which if AMC will allow them to go or keep going, I honestly am all in for and everything, because like I said, season 6, or I haven't said this like, you know, before, but season 6 was awesome. Plan to do a full review of that and everything eventually. And The Walking Dead World Beyond has their final season, which just feels weird to say because it's like only 2 seasons, but first season wasn't awful and everything. But yeah, make sure to leave your thoughts down below on these images and anything, and like, you know, if you have any answers to my questions or have your own theories on these images and anything, make sure to comment them all down below. And like I said, these images and everything in the commonbook.com article will all be linked down below in the description. And yep, so you guys, hope you guys did enjoy today's video, but make sure to comment down below on your thoughts on the like, you know, images and everything. And yet make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more latest on the Walking Dead universe and like, you know, more breakdowns like this and everything. And I'll see you guys later, my amigos, and peace out.